Today is a wonderful day for me. One, because it is Saturday. Two, because it is chilly, which I like. And three, because this is the first episode of my brand new series, Oddities of the Past. This is the show where I take a look at either a place, a ride, or a thing that either has a fascinating history connected to it or is just in general a time capsule of the era it's from. And today, for the first episode, well, first of all, I am right outside of Chuck E. Cheese's. Why am I outside of Chuck E. Cheese's? Well, it actually ties into what the first episode is going to be. Now I'm sure a lot of people know what Chuck E. Cheese is, but I kind of doubt that at least some people my generation realizes just how old Chuck E. Cheese's actually is. Believe it or not, Chuck E. Cheese's actually dates back to 1977. Yes, it is about 50 years old, assuming my math is correct. I'm not good at math. But yes, 1977 is when it dates back to and was the brainchild of Nolan Bushnell, who was also, I kid you not, the co-founder of Atari. Yes, in 1977, in the mid-70s in general, he had an idea. See, this was around the time when arcades were really starting to pop up all around America, and he was also responsible behind Pong, which is one of the first video games ever made. And he had the idea of combining an arcade with a pizza restaurant, and as a bonus would also include live entertainment in the form of an animatronic stage show. So in 1977, he opened the first Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza Time Theater, that's what it was called back in the day, in San Jose, California, and it was an instant success. Like, instant success. It attracted so many people loved it. And then over the next couple of years, he actually attracted a lot of business entrepreneurs. I hope I said that right. I'm not great at grammar either. But anyway, in the late 70s into the early 80s, he attracted one entrepreneur, business guy, I guess, named Robert Brock, who was interested in also expanding the brand a little bit further out to more cities. But in the process of doing so, he also ran into and discovered a company by the name of Creative Engineering, who around that time was building and manufacturing animatronics that were really advanced, especially at that time. So in 1980, I want to say it was, he struck a deal with, he decided to separate from Bushnell and join up with Creative Engineering and its founder, Aaron Fechter, to create their very own pizza restaurant arcade hybrid, which would be named Showbiz Pizza Place, and it would directly compete with Chuck E. Cheese and also include its very own animatronic stage show band named the Rockafire Explosion.
Appearing tonight on 3 stages at Showbiz Pizza Place, the Rockafire Explosion.
Summer vacation is really swell.
And starring the greatest fresh-baked pizza made to order.
Over 60 new games and rides.
We have it all at Showbiz Pizza Place.
The first Showbiz Pizza location would open in 1980 in Kansas City, Missouri, and just like Chuck E. Cheese's before it would be an instant success as well, and would continue to expand all across the United States, possibly even more so than Chuck E. Cheese's, as in 1984, Chuck E. Cheese Pizza Time Theater would file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and 1 year later in 1985 would have all of its assets purchased by the Brock Hotel Corporation. This then led to, not too long afterwards, both Showbiz Pizza and Chuck E. Cheese merging into one company. And they would continue to operate as separate entities throughout the 80s. However, This would change in 1989 when the company would split off from creative engineering. And over the years, throughout the 90s, all Showbiz Pizza locations would be transformed into Chuck E. Cheese locations, removing the Rock-afire explosion along with them. And so now, today, Chuck E. Cheese is the name you mainly see and not Showbiz Pizza. You would assume that there are no more Showbiz Pizza locations left in America. Well, you would actually be wrong, and that, sorry, my words are a little bit weird today. That leads me to the actual subject of the first episode of this series, because as you can see, I am back in my car. That's the power of editing. And I am about to start driving about 2 hours northeast of here to the actual subject of today's video. So it is now roughly 2 hours later, and I am now in Barbersville, West Virginia, and I am standing in front, assuming the sun doesn't get in the way, Billy Bob's Wonderland. And this is technically the last remaining Showbiz Pizza location in America. I say technically because it doesn't bear the Showbiz name anymore. What happened was, in the 90s, the early 90s, this particular location split off from the Showbiz brand and became its own independent location. And ever since then, it has operated independently and still has. It is actually one of two public showcases of the Rock-afire explosion in North America. The other one is in Illinois, and I would love to see that at some point. Now, I already know this is going to be a two-part episode, so I know it's a bit anticlimactic to end it right here, but stay tuned for part two, where we will head inside and take a look